So one of the problems about America and American history is we are a very violent nation coming from our roots. You know, whether it be the genocide of Native Americans or Indians, whether it be slavery, whether it be the Japanese Internment Act during World War II, where we took all Japanese and put them into essentially concentration camps, whether it be the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. I think America is a wonderful country, but unfortunately, we've often treated minorities in a very negative light. And we've also been very violent and aggressive. You know, it's a very cowboy gunslinger type of country. One of the most dangerous countries that I visited. You know, I've traveled to dozens and dozens of countries around the world, and America, despite being the wealthiest nation, will still have homeless, drugged out, mentally ill people roaming the streets. And so you have a very aggressive society. And I think that builds up into the culture in DC to be aggressive. The second thing is the United States has a problem with its liberal democracy and the voting system. You have special interest groups, you have wealthy donors donate to politicians and essentially control them. And one of the problems you've had in the last 10 years, and this might sound xenophobic, but I don't mean it to be, but a lot of the biggest donors in the United States right now were not born in America. And they weren't born with American value system. You see, George Soros was not born in America. Elon Musk was not born in America. Miriam Adelson was not born in America. Rupert Murdoch, who is the big media conglomerate who owns Fox News and the Wall Street Journal, he was not born in America. So we are an immigrant nation. These are Americans. They should be embraced. The problem, though, is they don't have the same value system, in my mind, as everyday Americans who went through the American education system and learned what it meant to be American. And a lot of these donors are essentially trying to transform America into their image of what America is supposed to be, and not what our forefathers who wrote the Declaration of Independence wanted America to be. They also benefit financially, too many of the donors, too many of the politicians, from warmongering. They either get more power politically, or they make more money by creating weapons. You see, one of the differences between China and the United States is that Chinese military officials, when they retire, they retire. Their homes, their cars, their food, their travel budgets, everything is still provided to them from the Communist Party. So they still have to heed what the government leaders want. In the United States, many of the military defense people end up working for weapon manufacturers or end up working for private equity. So you see Lloyd Austin, he ran Iraq military for the United States. Then he went to become a board member of Raytheon, the weapon manufacturer, before he became Secretary of Defense. You see people like Dick Cheney, you know, he was the Secretary of Defense, then he went to the military construction contractor Halliburton before becoming Vice President. You see like Jim Straveris, who I believe led NATO, and now he works for the private equity firm Carlyle Group, doing a lot of military issues. So the problem is in the United States, there's the incentive for military leaders, political leaders, and donors, combined with America's natural history for aggression towards people of other races and minorities and religions. And this creates this recipe where America becomes very aggressive globally. And it's a dangerous situation, which is why I believe in a multipolar world. I don't want America to be the lone leader. I certainly don't want China to be the lone leader. I wouldn't want Russia or France or any country. But I do believe in a multipolar world that will help keep countries a little bit more honest and a little bit more pensive and slow in doing things. Because unfortunately for America right now, is attack first is what a lot of people in DC and their donors want.
大家好，我是主播周玉琴。很多的朋友告诉我们，太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌帮助你的睡眠品质。 有季节敏感、代谢困扰、关心异常细胞风险的好朋友呢，可以选择原版的太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌，它添加有超级食物羽衣甘蓝，健康再加分。而有睡眠困扰的朋友们，赶快选择蓝色包装这一款晚安加强版，绝对是更有感。每日克菲尔，时刻美好 ，Good Feel Good， 请上快点购为健康下单，而且要记得输入推荐代码，有额外的折扣优惠。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌基础版、晚安加强版，新包装改版，内容不变，抽取更方便。要吃就吃最好的。